Looks can be deceiving, and you certainly can't judge a book by its cover. And the same goes for those juggernauts. In hindsight, they might seem like weak people and average looking. However, in reality, all these characters we will talk about today are juggernauts. Gods amongst men that even gods feel threatened by their powers, and try to find a way to either win them to their side or kill them. Today's subject will be about the top 10 Isekai anime where the main character looks weak but is actually overpowered as hell. So, before we start, be sure to hit the subscribe button and press on that bell icon and set us all to be notified about all our latest new videos. And it comes without saying, but beware of the following spoilers. Coming in at number 10 is Death March to the Parallel World, Rhapsody. Imagine being sucked into a mishmash of games you've been debugging as a programmer. Talk about first-person testing. After being stuck to that world and before even having a tutorial to get a hand in this new environment, Sato is attacked by a huge army of lizardmen that he shatters and destroys accidentally using a meteor attack. He doesn't only just shatter an entire army of lizardmen and take their loot, oh no. He also maxes out his level on the first few seconds of being transported to this new world. I mean, if that isn't overpowered as hell, I don't know what is. It's like typing in the admin controls toggle God mode, and just like that he has access to every ability, skill, class, everything you just ask, and he will deliver. And of course, since it's an isekai, having a harem of cute girls and busty women is a given. Coming in at number 9 is Demon Lord Retry. Yet another game creator stuck in his own creation. This man, however, pulled off what not even a cheat code can achieve. He was reincarnated in the body of the Demon Lord of his game Infinity, and it's not like how in other games when you finally unlock the main villain as a playable character, and it's a nerfed version of him. Oh no, this Demon Lord has all the powers and evil, world-shattering skills he had in the game, with the same devastating output preserved. And to put those skills to the test, he defeats a powerful opponent right off the bat who is later discovered to his surprise to be the Demon Lord of this world he was sent to. And all he did was just use one of his main skills to one-shot it into oblivion. Yes, he is that broken. After saving the damsel in distress, they decide to travel together, with her being his guide to numerous cities and battles that await him there. With his powerful shield, flame pillar, whirlwinds, and many other skills, I can easily say no one is going to stand in his way. Coming in at number 8 is Black Summoner. Kelvin is a man who loves battles so much that half of the time he looks more like a villain than the protagonist. He transmigrated to the world with no recollection of his previous life and is therefore looking to enjoy this world to the utmost after trading his memories for skills, classes, and power-ups. He has quite the set of items and skills in all are S-rank classes, each providing power unimaginable compared only to that of titans and gods. He is even able to summon the goddesses that brought him to his world in the first place. However, to do so, he needs huge amounts of mana and needs to level up as such. In battle, he is jacked up on adrenaline to the point you almost believe that you are no longer fighting a human but a killing machine. He isn't rash though, and enjoys setting a plan to destroy the opposition and tactics to defeat his enemies the fastest way possible. His class is registered as Green Mage at the Adventurers Guild because he was worried about standing out and attracting the wrong kind of attention when starting his journey in this world, even though he is later discovered and many epic battles take place due to that. Overall, he is a psycho when it comes to battle. He looks forward to them and he never loses, so just don't push his buttons, okay? Coming in number 7 is The Familiar of Zero. The Familiar of Zero is actually a really cool series, one of the classical isekai genre anime if you wish, that is later connected in its verse to other shows, but I digress. The show revolves around Zero and her human familiar, whom is unique to this world. Everyone was able to summon a familiar that varied from salamanders to measly frogs. However, Zero's familiar is quite fascinating, especially since he bears the legendary mark of familiars on his hand. He later on proves his strength when using a powerful talking enchanted sword to decimate another summoned familiar, proving just how powerful he is. At one point in the series, he even takes out a complete army on his own while making sure everyone else escapes to safety, giving it his all and not resting till everyone else was taken out first. Coming in at number 6 is Reincarnated as a Sword. Okay, screw this. Anime has gone too far with those ideas. What's next? I reincarnated into a bathroom? Please, 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 please don't do that, Japan. Please, don't. This guy reincarnated to another world, however, instead of reincarnating into, a person, he reincarnates into a sword. Not just any sword, oh no, that would be too boring. It is actually a sword that can communicate telepathically and move on its own telekinetically, fighting monsters and using its numerous powerful skills as if that wasn't broken and absurd on its own. They had to shove in the cute little cat girl that teams up with said sword, calling him Shisho, whose dream is to become the first adventurer of her race, even though the reputation is quite shit to say the least. She teams up with the sword, and Shisho in turn promises to remain by her side until she achieves her dream and becomes a powerful adventurer. These two are gonna face many battles that they will either be too damn easy for, or they will have their asses kicked in them. Here lies the excitement in figuring which is which. Coming in at number 5 is Brave Story. When 11-year-old Wataru's father leaves home and his mother is taken ill to the hospital, he decides to change his fate by traveling through the door shown to him by his friend Mitsuru. Wataru is transported to a magical world of adventure and magic, searching for the power to change destiny and change the fate of his friend as well as his mother. He will go to any heights on his adventures and treks in order to realize his vision. Things, however, take a dark turn after realizing just what kind of friend he is keeping in his company. Let's just say things are about to get heated up between these two. Coming in at number 4 is So I'm a Spider. So what? Remember how I said earlier I saw it all with the sword anime? Well, in this one, a class of students dies and they all reincarnate in a new world as kings, noblemen, rich people, or powerful adventurers, and so forth. Except for this girl. She reincarnates as a freaking spider, and not just anywhere, in a dark and eerie cave. However, don't you dare make the mistake of underestimating her just for being a spider. She is powerful as hell with the abilities she has and later on gains, and her children, they're no joke either. In just 2 years, she became to be known as a man-eating god and feared by everyone that dares to try to take her on. She even took out a complete battalion solo without difficulty, and that excludes all the powerful beings and monsters she outwitted and destroyed. Coming in at number 3 is Tsukimichi, Moonlit Fantasy. This anime has one of the coolest concepts out there, and personally I enjoyed it a lot. The main protagonist is practically treated like dirt and isn't granted a blessing by the goddess because he doesn't fit into her category in depiction of beauty. Too bad for her. He was still blessed by the god of the moon, Tsukimichi, as he descended to the ground, and it's not like he even needed his blessing. This human has enough mana and power to take out gods, a power he displays on many occasions. He befriends many monsters on his journey and even builds a secret village for them to thrive in away from the eyes of that annoying goddess. He proves to be a thorn in her side, and even when she tries to kill him by teleporting to nowhere again and placing him in a handicap battle, he still managed to win that fight, not just taking out his adversaries, but also taking out half the goddess's army in the process, leaving a huge crater and pool as testament to the destructive power his attack possesses. Coming in at number 2 is The Eminence in Shadow. First glance, you might think that he is just another average-looking guy and a student of the Magical Academy. During the day, that's his persona, yes. However, when night comes, he is a beast incarnate, or as he calls himself, Shadow. Even before he was reincarnated, he was such a powerful person thanks to his training in almost all kinds of martial arts that you can think of. However, his human bodily limitations stood as an obstacle in the face of achieving his dream. In this reincarnated life, however, with the presence of mana and magic, Sid is able to show his true power and training over the years. Rigorously until he achieved this level of power and skill, one of his most iconic ones is I Am Atomic, where he causes a huge explosion radius that destroys everything in its radius. Sid is powerful nonetheless, there is just too much you can do on your own. That is why he created a powerful organization called Shadow Garden, whose members' sole purpose is to fight and destroy the cult of Diablos, a supposed figment of his own mind, which is later proven to actually exist and have nefarious ambitions for the world. And number 1 goes to That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. When talking about power, the last thing that will come to your mind is some slime, especially if you know your RPG slimes. Overall, are some of the weakest creatures when it comes to those games, and killing them is usually done as a part of a tutorial or something. However, in this show, the slimes are quite a broken race to say the least. In this world, they have the ability to absorb things almost infinitely and swallow even beings that are far stronger than them, which Rimuru does when he swallows up Veldora, the Disaster Dragon. Veldora was such a powerful being in that verse that when Rimuru swallowed him, Master Yoda was able to sense a disturbance in the force from the other galaxy, and the demon lords were concerned as to just how could a power signature as that of Veldora simply disappear. As if swallowing Veldora wasn't enough, Rimuru then swallows the strongest Esper to ever exist, Ifrit, the King of Fire, just as easily as he swallowed Veldora before him. And all that, mind you, was before Rimuru even got his human body or even became a demon lord, which in itself granted him immense immeasurable power that upgraded his Devour skills into Gluttony, a much powerful skill of absorption with an even wider distance, and that was just one of these skills that he possesses. I have done already many videos about just how powerful Rimuru is and his skill that he gained over the span of the series, manga, and light novel. You can check it out if you are interested with the details of how a simple slime became a demon lord and later on the Lord of Time itself. The link will be placed in the description below, so check it out. If you don't want to watch it, then here's a brief explanation of how Rimuru powers work. Ever since Veldora gave him a name and Rimuru was set on a journey to become the strongest being in the world he got reincarnated in. At first, he was nothing but a slime, then a leader of the goblins, ogres, and orcs. Then he became a demon lord to save his beloved village members and revive the ones that passed away in the humans' attacks. Simply put, he is getting stronger by the second, and the Sage skill is making it easier for him. It is practically a cheat code. And with that, we conclude our video. If you enjoyed this list, be sure to hit the subscribe button and press on that bell icon to keep yourself notified of all our latest new videos. Also, comment down below on the anime you like the most on this list, and if you're planning to watch any of them. And if you have any other suggestions, place them in the comments down below. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.